We have an amazing new development in a story we've been following for weeks now, and that is, of course, the IRS scandal. You remember that the questions about Lois Lerner and her emails have been hanging in the air. Who did she email? With whom did she coordinate when she targeted conservative groups for extra scrutiny? We don't know because the IRS says those emails have disappeared. Well, under oath, they've claimed that. There is a new development this morning. Peter, will you bring us up to date? Absolutely. It appears that the IRS had a contract with an email archiving company going back to 2005. And in 2009, that company even bragged about it on Twitter, saying in a tweet, if the IRS uses Sonosoft products, that's the name of the company, to back up their servers, why wouldn't you choose them to protect your servers, Anna? So a nice marketing tool for them, right? They're trying to up their branding. Even the IRS uses us. You should too. Well, here's a tear out from the Sonosoft.com website. This is who they are and what they do. Archives all email content and so reduces the risk of non-compliance with legal, regulatory, and other obligations to preserve critical business content. Boy, that sounds like the issue here. Well, legal, business, regulatory content? It's got it all. And as Anna pointed out, just off camera, she's saying, well, why isn't this company up on Capitol Hill testifying before Congress? And why isn't the chief technology officer at IRS doing the same? Why can't we get basic answers to basic questions? Where are these emails? Why were no copies made? They're required by law to produce paper copies of these emails. They apparently didn't, or did they? Why can't we get basic answers? I mean, I'm legitimately confused. It seems like ultimately we will, because so many people are involved. When Commissioner Koskinen was grilled by Republicans on Friday, many of them even saying, listen, sir, I don't believe your testimony. I mean, you think back to the timeline. Back in May, the IRS said, yes, we'll give you those emails. You will get to see those emails. When the crash happened in February. So that seemed to be a problem. Then on Monday, that's when we found out it wasn't just Lois Lerner's emails that were missing. Who else was it? It was 6 others. And one of those people had dozens of visits to the White House. So there are a lot of fingers pointing directly there. And is it a coincidence that when Congressman Camp first started to write to the IRS, within weeks and months, there was a crash of the hard drive, the emails disappeared, and now we never heard about an archivist, about a cloud, about a backup. They said they destroyed everything. And that seems to be, from their point of view, an adequate explanation. Well, the emails just disappeared. We just don't have them. We threw away, we, quote, recycled the server, and that's good enough. Would that be good enough for you? If you were unable to produce receipts when asked by the IRS, say in an audit, if you said, well, just my server crashed, I don't have them anymore, how would that work? Not well. Congressman Steve Stockman of Texas has a hilarious response to this. He has introduced the Dog Ate My Tax Receipts Act, and in it, in jest, he lists 10, in jest, but I hope this passes, he has 10 lawful excuses that you can give to the IRS when they ask for documents and you can't provide them. He's got 10 legal ways to get out of it. Here's what they are. Yeah, some parallels to some of those phony scandals that we've been telling you about. How about this one? Forgotten gun case sold to Mexican drug lords. And then convenient, unexplained, miscellaneous computer malfunction. Traded documents for 5 terrorists. That's a good one. And how about this one? At this point, what difference does it make? Well, that's always the explanation. You wonder, I mean, eventually we're going to have to get to see these documents, right? These emails. I mean, you would imagine that Congress eventually is going to get to see this. So are they just trying to kick the can down the line long enough to where nobody's covering it? The media already isn't covering it as much as Fox News Channel is. Are they going to make this into just a Fox story, kind of like Benghazi? What difference does it make? How long? Let's focus on the here and now. But there's a theme that connects all of these scandals, I think, and that is, and it's something that defines Washington, D.C. right now. I know I live there. These rules apply to you, not to us. Gun control for you, but I get to keep my armed bodyguards. You need to provide the documents going back 7 years. We're going to throw you in jail, but we don't because our server crashed, and we don't, we're not required to. The rules only apply to people outside of D.C., not those making it. It's a terrible attitude, and it's the end of a kind of democratic spirit that's kept the country free, in my opinion. So what we would like is we'd like you to send us your dog ate my homework responses to the federal government and the IRS when they call and write and email you about your taxes and about your compliance with the law. What should you be saying? What's your excuse going to be? My favorite from Steve Stockman was sustained water damage in Ted Kennedy's car.